Hello friends, today we will learn about Laplace transform. First of all, let us see its uses. Laplace transform plays an important role in engineering, physics and maths. We can see its vast use in engineering mathematics as well as in electronics and telecommunication engineering branch. It helps in analyzing stability and frequency response of a system. It also helps in solving differential equation. Now moving forward, let us see why we use Laplace transform. Suppose if one signal is given in time domain, if we want to analyze it in frequency domain, how we can proceed? So here Laplace transform is very useful. It converts one time domain signal into one frequency domain signal. Further moving, why we use Laplace transform even though we have Fourier transform? Okay, Fourier transform. We all know Fourier transform is used only for those signals which are absolutely integrable. Absolutely integrable means which is having less than infinity value. It is called absolutely integrable. So Fourier transform has this disadvantage that it is used only for absolutely integrable. If we want to use for an absolute value, then what should we do? So here, to overcome this, we use Laplace transform. Laplace transform, which is used to synthesize electrical network and to solve differential equation in which algebraic form is converted. Next, Laplace transform. Laplace transform is evaluated over a complex frequency plane. Laplace transform evaluates over a complex frequency plane, which is denoted by S, and S equals to sigma plus j omega, which is a complex value. When we take Laplace transform of signal x of t, its representation is capital X of S. S is a complex plane. So to find x of s, we have formula x of s equals to minus infinity to infinity x of t e raised to power minus st dt. This is the formula to calculate Laplace transform from the signal x of t. If suppose x of t is not absolutely integrable, means its value is greater than infinity, greater than infinity. So how we evaluate Laplace transform if its value is not integrable? Let's look at that. X of s equals to minus infinity to infinity x of t e raised to power minus sigma t e raised to power minus j omega t dt. In this e raised to power minus sigma t e raised to power minus j omega t, we can make it like this: minus sigma plus j omega, and we know this sigma plus j omega is s. Sigma plus j omega is s, so e raised to power minus st. According to definition, we have like this, and e raised to power minus sigma t, x into e raised to power minus sigma t makes it absolutely integrable. If suppose we have signal x of t which is not absolutely integrable, this e raised to power minus sigma t makes it absolutely integrable. So this is the main factor in which Fourier transform and Laplace transform differ. Laplace has e raised to power minus sigma t, which makes a non-absolutely integrable signal into absolutely integrable signal. Now let us see. Now consider this e raised to power minus sigma t x of t as a one signal x1 of t. x1 of t. Now x of s is equals to minus infinity to infinity x1 of t e raised to power minus j omega t dt, and this x of t x1 of t represents e raised to power minus sigma t x of t dt. Now according to definition of Fourier transform has this equation. To find out Fourier transform, we have this equation minus infinity to infinity x of t e raised to power minus j omega t dt. Here this equation is nothing but Laplace transform of x of t is nothing but Fourier transform of signal x1 of t. ये जो भी हम कर रहे वो Laplace ना होके एक Fourier transform ही है of x1 of t, where x1 of t is xt e raised to power minus sigma t. वैसे ही Fourier transform of x of t is nothing but Laplace transform of x of t evaluated on j omega axis. In Fourier transform, we don't have this component sigma, where sigma is 0, provided x of t is absolutely integrable. In Fourier transform, we need a signal absolutely integrable. Next, we will learn about poles and zeros. Suppose if we have a function f of s equals to numerator is a function of s and denominator is a function of s. Poles, what is a pole? If f of s tends to infinity, f of s tends to infinity, when it will go to infinity, when the denominator value is 0, d of s is equals to 0. So here we will get poles. Put denominator equals to 0. If for zeros, what is the concept? Numerator should be equal to 0. That is f of s equals to 0. So here we will conclude poles and zeros. Now let us take one example in Laplace transform. Suppose one signal x of t equals to e raised to power minus at u of t. It is a right-sided signal. We can see here in this graph x of t time. Okay. Now we have to find this Laplace transform. It's this signal's Laplace transform. Now according to definition, x of s equals to minus infinity to infinity x of t e raised to power minus st dt. Signal is e raised to power minus at u of t. Putting this value e raised to power minus at e raised to power minus st dt, we will get e raised to power minus s minus common s plus a dt 0 to infinity. Why the limits are changed? Because of u of t. U of t lies from 0 to infinity. So value we will get as 1 upon s plus a. Take it as a equation 1. Now signal 2. E raised to power minus of minus e raised to power at u of minus t. Now take this signal. U of minus t lies from minus infinity to 0. So its graph will be like this. Here time. Now we have to find its Laplace transform. Putting in equation of Laplace transform, x of s equals to minus of minus infinity to infinity e raised to power minus at u of minus t e raised to power minus st dt. Because of u of minus t, limits will change, and after solving this we will get this equation solution 1 upon s plus a. Mark it as equation 2. If we focus, equation 1 is equal to equation 2. We have got same answer from two different equations. How is that possible? Okay, it may be possible, but when we want to take its inverse of 1 upon s plus a, which question we will get? Will it be e raised to power minus at u of t, or it may be minus e raised to power minus at u of minus t? Oh, we are not playing probability. So here comes the one concept. Unlike Fourier transform, we can't just find a value of Laplace transform. We can't just find value of Laplace transform. Therefore, we need one solution for it, and the solution is ROC. ROC therefore came into existence. What is ROC? Now let us see. X of s equals to we have got e raised to power minus at, e raised to power minus st dt from question 1. So s can be s can be denoted as sigma plus j omega. So we can put this value here, and after sigma we can do like this: e raised to power minus sigma plus j a and e raised to power minus j omega t dt. This e raised to power minus j omega t dt has no impact on absolutely integrable value denotation. This 0 to infinity, when we put infinity value in this time also in this, then e raised to power minus infinity we will get 0 value. So this value should be negative. E raised to power minus sigma plus a t should be negative. So we have to do sigma plus a positive. Sigma plus a greater than 0. Therefore sigma should be greater than minus a. And what is sigma? Sigma is a real value. So real value greater than minus a. This is what ROC. Minus a will be point at negative x-axis, and greater than means on the right hand side. Similarly, we can do it for second question. In this minus sigma plus a t, here minus infinity value is already present. Minus of minus infinity, it will be plus infinity, and e raised to power infinity will be infinity. We have to make it negative. So sigma plus a should be less than 0. Sigma is less than minus a. So real value of s should be less than minus a. We can point it like this: minus a value, it should be less than, so left hand side. So what we have concluded is that when we have a right-sided signal, ROC will be a right-sided, and when we have left-sided signal, ROC will be left-sided. Thank you. Hope so you have liked it.